Benidorm, 15 square miles of bars, beaches and bravado. And with over 260 hotels, it's inevitable that some dream holidays end in disaster. It's late afternoon when a little girl is rushed to hospital with a nasty head wound after a poolside accident. A common emergency at clinic at Benidorm. German doctor Iris Henkel is on shift to deal with the case.
What did you do?
She fell on the ground.
We're just thinking about how we can do it, that it looks nice later on.
Yes.
Yes. But we're going to clean it.
Ja, dat prikt, schatje, dat prikt. Knijp maar in mijn hand. Knijp maar in mijn hand.
What's the name?
Roos.
Rose.
Doe maar rustig.
It's a deep wound, so Iris decides to call on one of the clinic's plastic surgeons.
She's a young girl, but she's really very brave, and it's easy to deal with her. It's not always like this with the girls of her age.
Plastic surgeon Dr. Valverde examines Rose and decides it's best if she's taken into surgery to be stitched up.
Okay, we will have to do this in the operating room in the theater.
Yes.
Yeah, we should do that.
Okay.
Rose will be alone in the operating theatre and is understandably scared and reluctant to go.
She's coming out here?
Yes.
Okay, I will wait here.
Don't worry. Don't worry.
It's a daunting time for both Rose and her mum. Benidorm is an all-year-round resort. The end of the summer doesn't mean the end of the sun. Temperatures remain warm until well into the winter. It's November, the month of the town's fiesta, an annual 5-day-long party. But for one group, the party comes to an abrupt end.
It's warm in here, so it's got a roast.
58-year-old Susan Duraso was out last night with a group of more than 20 friends and now has more than just a Benidorm hangover.
You are so hot.
Sue is asthmatic and has a history of respiratory trouble. Dr. Carmen Ruiz suspects it's down to one thing.
Yes?
Are you a smoker?
I have been a smoker, I don't.
Is when? Wie does
Yeah.
When?
A couple of days.
A couple of days.
I was so
But that's definitely... Okay.
Her breathing problems are certainly not helped by years of heavy smoking, but it also may be partly down to Sue's love of figure-hugging leggings.
That is so tight.
I know. It's too old up, floppy.
The moment that I have the results of the blood test and the X-ray, I speak with you again, okay? But I think that you need the treatment here, in the clinic.
Okay, yeah. Thank you. Well, she said 3 or 4 days, so Saturday, Sunday, Monday, you might be all right till Tuesday. Let's hope so.
Sue may have lit up Benidorm last night, but today she's left feeling like a pincushion.
Well, I've had an injection up my bum. Injection in the arm.
Sue had hoped for a clean bill of health and has ended up hoping for a clean bag of clothes.
Okay, if I come up a bit later with one of glasses. Yeah. Well, you ask me if I've got a spare now, do you? Yeah, well, we'll get you. Because then pyjamas are filthy. They've been here a week when they're walking up.
While Sue surrenders to the X-ray machine, her friends don't seem too concerned.
We went on Booking Bronco yesterday, and we were all dressed up, you know, as boppers. You know, we had these skirts made all different colours, right, vivid colours. We had neckerchiefs to match and little bobby socks. And a few on us, 2 at a time, we went on Booking Bronco. Well, it was hilarious. Yeah, she went out with us. She wasn't so bad. And then all of a sudden, she just says, I don't feel well, I'm going home. Oh, we're going out tonight anyway.
But not with Sue.
There are not any signs of pneumonia, but she has a OCFA, you know, problems with she's a heavy smoker a long time ago, and she has signs of that, you know. It's not an emphysema, but it's a chronic bronchitis.
The diagnosis isn't good, but Sue is more worried about how she's looking.
I could have done with my hair a bit better, couldn't I? And a bit of lippy on.
While Sue plans her makeover, the ER staff are preparing for the arrival of a critically ill man. 66-year-old diabetic Derek John Allen from Burnley is immediately rushed in for a CT scan. Doctors are extremely concerned.
The CT scan were probably cholecystitis, that it's inflammation of the gallbladder and probably pneumonia. And both diagnoses can be very dangerous. Both are infections can spread all over the body and can cause the death of patients.
Derek will be transferred to an intensive care isolation unit. The next few days will be critical. Coming up, a young girl faces plastic surgery after a nasty poolside accident. An operation leaves a pool cleaner high and dry.
Just a bit dizzy. Can't open her eyes properly. Or speak.
And a patient and nurse get in the groove. The Costa Blanca is home to thousands of swimming pools, all of which need tender, loving care, or at the very least, regular cleaning. That's the job of 26-year-old Bobby Thompson, or at least it was. Bobby's dislocated his knee, tearing ligaments and damaging the cartilage.
I've always had bad knees. It's sort of like my dad's got bad knees, or it's all in the family. All the men have very bad knees in the family.
Bobby has come to Clinic Benidorm for an operation. He's anxious, and a quick chat with the doctor does little to allay his fears.
That's what I'm worried about. You've got one chance on it. You can't operate twice on the same thing. If this don't work well, then you've sort of got a limp, or you're going to have bad knees for always.
If Bobby's knee isn't sorted, he may not be able to work the pools. At the tender age of 26, a great deal hinges on the work of the surgeon. Most of the procedure is carried out using keyhole surgery. Bobby's damaged ligaments are carefully replaced and cartilage removed. The surgical team are confident the operation has been a success, but they will only truly know when Bobby comes round from the anaesthetic.
Just a bit dizzy. Can't open her eyes properly. Or speak. But it hurts a little bit, that's it.
Back in ER, Geordie pensioner John Langlands is whisked into the treatment room after collapsing at his hotel. He's struggling to remember what happened.
I just sit down the wall, but since then I've had pain.
Medics are seriously concerned, but not as much as John's wife, Edith.
Well, we went down for breakfast this morning and we came back up. We were just sitting in a reception, and he says, well, I'll get the lift, and he says, I'll go up and clean my teeth. And he was standing beside the lift, and he just slid down the wall.
The doctor decides to x-ray John's chest and carry out a CT scan. John had a triple heart bypass 13 years ago, so they believe it may be a problem with his heart again. While waiting for the test results, the seriousness of what has happened is only just beginning to dawn on them.
It gets me worried. Yeah, really worried.
I would think this will be the last holiday here. Last holiday here, and we'll be stopping back home.
I'm not coming away no more. We'll stay at our caravan. Get back home.
The Red Cross and their fleet of ambulances cover the entire Costa Blanca, and the onset of winter doesn't bring a slowdown in emergency calls. Technician Roberto Cartagena deals with hundreds of incidents a month, from the serious...
What's your name? I'm going to check your blood pressure, okay?
...to drunken brawls...
Fights and people drunk, things like that is very common.
...to the completely random. This man was quietly enjoying his lunch when he was attacked by an advertisement hoarding, which landed on his foot. Next stop is the British Quarter. Roberto and the team are off to find an injured elderly lady.
Well, let me see a moment. I'm not going to touch.
I'm not hurt anywhere else.
What?
I'm not hurt anywhere else. What I did, try to protect everywhere else, and that was about the elements.
Valina Williams from near Grimsby has fallen in one of Benidorm's many cafes, landing on her arm.
I think that is broken. Okay?
What you don't slip.
Roberto decides Valina needs to be taken into the ambulance for further treatment, but any movement is proving painful.
Can you stay up?
For the ambulance crew, it's a typical Mediterranean mishap.
Don't worry.
You're all right, Val. Don't worry. Dave's going to phone us, right, and we'll come down as soon as I sort it.
Roberto has seen this sort of injury many times before.
When old person falls on the floor, the normally is arms or head.
Unfortunately for Valina, the experience of a Benidorm ambulance is nothing new either.
Well, I came last year and I ended up in hospital. I'm not coming here anymore.
Nine-year-old Rose was brought into clinic at Benidorm with a nasty gash to her head. She needs to undergo plastic surgery to ensure she isn't left with a bad scar above her eye. Mum waits anxiously as the brave girl faces the surgeon alone. Dr. Valverde's skill at stitching inside the wound means Rose should avoid being left with an unpleasant scar through her eyebrow. It's been tricky to repair as the cut is jagged and right by her brow. After half an hour of intensive and meticulous work, Rose's family are allowed to see her, and she looks remarkably unfazed.
Hola.
Hola.
Rose's brother is delighted to have his sister back.
Despacito. Despacio, ¿vale? Despacio.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Thanks to the surgical team, within a few months, there should be no sign of the nasty injury. Up on the ward, Fiesta partygoer Susan Duraso has now been off the fags for 4 whole days. Sue is suffering from chronic bronchitis and has been given an unusual exercise.
The physios gave me this to practice my breathing, to get my breathing into a rhythm. The blowing out is fine. I find it very difficult to get the sucking in part. I find that one difficult. And it kills me because I start coughing.
Doctors won't let her go until the oxygen levels in her blood are at a safe level. She's starting to get frustrated, worrying she might miss an important family occasion.
Well, it's my little granddaughter, Ebony. She'll be 1 on the 30th of November, and I'm hoping and praying that I can get back home for the birthday, because I'd like that with family. That'd be absolutely brilliant. I want it. I'm desperate to go. Really, really am. I'm not upsetting myself, because my blood pressure's going to go through the roof again, and then I'm going to be here another day. Don't upset yourself, so come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. I don't want to go home. I'm desperate to go. Yeah, desperate.
While Sue's missing out on a benidorm knees up, Bobby is slowly recovering from his knee op. That's if he can come to terms with walking on crutches.
I think this is the worst part of everything. This has to be the worst. This feels quite bad.
Bobby manages the door. So far, so good, though a bit slow going.
Oh, it's nice to breathe a bit, but the pain ain't helping.
He's already in need of a rest. Getting in the car is another matter.
One sec, I'm going to have to bend it a bit. You let go too quick.
Sorry, I'm not used to it.
Okay. There we are.
With 6 months of physio ahead, Bobby's got plenty of time to master the one-legged walk. While on holiday with his wife and son, Derek Allen was rushed into ER suffering from pneumonia and a gallbladder infection, both life-threatening illnesses.
We're very ill. We're very frightening.
He spent the last 11 days in intensive care isolation, where it was touch and go, but thankfully he's now in a stable condition.
Down in that intensive care, I was well in despair. Not because of any treatment or anything like that, just how I felt. I had 24-hour oxygen with my son, and didn't seem to be improving at all.
Dr. Delphine Arthur feels Derek is a very lucky man.
The risk of death is around 10 to 12%. This kind of patients, when it comes to any hospital in Europe, the risk to produce the death is around 10 to 12%.
Despite feeling slightly better, further tests are required before Derek can even think about going home to Burnley.
This is contrast, okay? It's necessary for the study is good, okay?
Scans suggest he's winning the battle. As a former steward in a working men's club, he's under no illusions as to why he nearly died. Years of heavy drinking, heavy smoking, and unhealthy eating.
Okay, now we are upstairs, okay?
People talk about obesity and being overweight, and you think you laugh and never think it'll never affect you. It's like me. It's really like me. I'm definitely going on diet. Whatever diet they prescribe, I don't care. I don't care. It's not worth all this. Didn't worth losing your back for.
Vale, nos vamos.
In town, the Benidorm Fiesta is still going strong. Friends of Sue Duraso have been out every night, while poor Sue is stuck in hospital with bronchitis.
I think best place, that's all I can say. She says I've got to accept it, there's no else I can do. And she says I'm not well enough to fly. I said I'm just glad that you didn't get on that plane. Instead of had to divert us somewhere, don't told us that, pressure at cabin.
At least Sue hasn't been forgotten.
Let's have a drink, my soul. Cheers, soul. Hope you get better, soul.
The following morning, and some of Sue's friends do drag themselves away from the beer and booking Bronco to pay her a visit.
Hi, sir. Hello, my lord. How are you?
Get in there. Be glad to get home.
Oh, my God.
So, you might be coming, I don't know, he thinks it could be Wednesday, maybe Thursday, I don't know. It might be early if I pick up any better. I mean, I picked up lovely. Yeah. From when I come in, so, I mean, I'm doing really well. You do a lot better. Oh yeah, shocking,
When her friends aren't there to keep her company, Sue has the physio's healing hands to distract her.
Is it improving, do you think? Have I improved? Yeah.
I stopped smoking. I've had a couple while I've been on holiday, but won't be having any more. Hope to have a nice pair of lungs. Damaged them this anyway.
Having promised to pack in smoking, Sue's finally allowed to pack her suitcase after 12 days in hospital.
Going home. Are you going today?
Coming up, Derek is given the lowdown on his serious ailments.
You have a septicemia. It's a pneumonia in both of the lungs. But don't worry.
The family of heart attack victim John Langland struggle to cope.
I don't think I can take it anymore.
And it's Fiesta time, but receptionist Maureen isn't impressed.
I won't be watching the fiestas, I won't be watching the fireworks. Go to bed.
There's plenty to feast the eyes on in and around Benidorm. Rugged mountains, beautiful sandy beaches, and for some, the bathroom they used 4 years previously at Clinica Benidorm.
Lovely, lovely room. How lucky we were, to have this facility.
Yes, believe it or not, this couple have come back to visit room 202 at the hospital.
Have you taken
Okay, well, enjoy your visit here.
That's made my day. Honestly, it has.
Apparently, this is not an unusual occurrence.
I see patients that come back time and time again. Many patients come back after a few months and they let you know how they're getting on. It's lovely to see them. It's lovely to see.
Clínica Benidorm, buenos días.
While some patients casually walk into hospital, others are forced to hobble. Costa Blanca resident Katie Lewandon has been in agony with her knee for 11 months.
When I do manage to walk along, the pain builds up. It's a bit like as if somebody was sticking a knife upwards into the back of my knee. And I have to stop every now and again and just stand on my right leg and take my left leg just a little bit off the floor just to let the pain recede, and then I carry on going.
So Katie has called on Clinica Benidorm's resident biker surgeon, Dr. Antonio Blasco, to rescue the situation.
Hola, buenos días.
Good morning. Look, now if you put like this is a little. This is painful?
Oh,
Oh, terrible, terrible.
That's terrible. Okay. If I relax my legs like this,
Go like this.
always in.
Because you have no pain in the groin.
No,
Nothing.
this only sits the operation.
It's the operation.
So always inwards.
And the operation is, for me, is more difficult because it's a knee with an operation before, with a scar inside. I must remove this piece and maybe lose more bone, then it's a little more difficult.
Unfortunately, Katie needs a full knee replacement. It's a major op, but could transform her life.
Good morning.
Doctors have now confirmed that retired lorry driver John Langlands has suffered a heart attack and needs a life-saving operation. Wife Edith is struggling to come to terms with the situation.
I've never been asleep all night. You just lie awake and you're thinking, you know.
She's been with John for 57 years now and isn't used to being on her own.
I can't do anything. He does everything, you see.
And Edith's carrying the anxiety alone, as she's not wanted to upset her son and daughter.
I don't want to tell, because it'd be maybe be a shock to them, and John doesn't want to tell them. But you'd rather just we get home and we'll tell them then.
To make matters worse, Edith has received more devastating news.
The insurance won't pay. It's just a worrying thing. I don't know why the insurance won't pay.
Edith's so concerned, she realises now she has no option but to ring her daughter back in the UK. Time is of the essence, as husband John is in desperate need of the life-saving op. When they're not busy in theatre or caring for patients, some of the staff at Clinic Benidorm like to organise a night out, especially when it's fiesta time.
It's the fiestas of Benidorm this weekend, so we're trying to get a few of the people from here to go.
For German doctor Iris Henkel, it will be the first time she witnesses the town's huge firework display.
The local holidays are always very, very special. It's something traditional.
It's the highlight of the year for many Benidorm residents, but the normally chirpy receptionist Maureen Santana is sounding a little like a party pooper.
I won't be watching the fiestas, I won't be watching the fireworks, go to bed. I've seen them too many times, don't need to see them again. Too many young kids throwing bangers and things, I don't like that. I don't like the funfair either. It's not that I'm miserable so-and-so, I'm not. I just don't like it.
As day turns to night, the fiesta celebrations begin. Clinic Benidorm is almost deserted. Iris is one of the last to leave.
My plan for tonight is to go to the Benidorm's fireworks. It's the first time since I'm living here on the coast that I do have the chance to see them, and I'm quite excited.
It may be fun for most, but Fiesta Week also puts a lot more pressure on the Red Cross, and it's not just the young'uns who need attention.
We're going to help a woman who fell down and is bleeding.
Rita McPherson has come to Benidorm during the Fiesta to celebrate her 80th birthday. She's had a nasty fall.
Can you stand up and walk? Can you stand up and walk? Okay.
But she's having such great fun, she's reluctant to leave the party.
Okay, come on into the ambulance, please.
Ambulance?
Yeah.
I just want to check you, darling. Don't be scared. Just want to check it out. Remember what I said?
I've already checked it out.
With a little help from her friends, the medics convince Rita to get checked out in the ambulance. And she's soon getting friendly with the staff.
There's no place like Benidorm, sorry.
Right.
Are you Spanish?
Yes, I'm from Benidorm.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
There's no ever place like Benidorm.
All right.
Despite her love for Benidorm, Rita's fiesta-filled plans for this evening have sadly fallen by the wayside. One group who've made it to the fiesta party are the staff at Clinica Benidorm.
So when you finish work, sometimes we'll go for a drink, all of us, just to enjoy our time and spend time together. And now it's the fiestas of Benidorm, so we're enjoying that together.
The fireworks are clearly a big draw for the hospital staff and residents of Benidorm, as well as the tourists. Diabetic Derek Allen was literally at death's door when he arrived at Clinica Benidorm 21 days ago. And though his wife has been visiting, Derek doesn't want the rest of the family getting upset.
I don't want them, like the children being unsettled, or children being unhappy because Grandad's not well. So I'd just rather that they stayed at home.
Today, Derek is hoping the latest CT scan results will show a marked improvement.
Good. You feel better than yesterday?
Good night.
Have you a good night this night?
Good tonight.
Okay, perfect.
Good night, sleep.
Okay, can you sleep perfect? Better than yesterday, no? Better than yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, have you difficult to breathe today?
No.
No difficult to breathe, okay? Have you pain? Have you abdominal pain at this moment?
No pain.
No pain, okay? Wait a moment, I'm going to listen your lungs, okay? I'm going to listen your lungs at this moment, okay? Wait a moment, I help you, John. Okay, John. Open your mouth and deep breathe, please. That's right. When you make the deep breath, have you pain? Have you pain when you make the deep breath? Okay. The most important problem with you, your clinical problem, is that you have a general infection. You have a septicemia. Septicemia. The beginning of this infection is because you have a lung infection. You have a pneumonia. It's a pneumonia in both of the lungs. But don't worry, now we are with the antibiotic treatment, and with this we can control you perfect, okay?
I'm very happy.
Thank you very much, thank you very much. We continue with this. We, if it is possible, in a couple of days, take off the urine catheter, and if it is all right, I hope at the beginning or in the middle of the next week, we can discharge you from the hospital, if all is all right. I am so happy because your clinical course is getting better now, okay, John?
Despite nearly dying and seemingly suffering from every ailment under the sun, Derek is determined to remain positive.
But I really do appreciate everything that you've done here. It's no good morning if you don't want to get on with it yourself. They can't do everything for you. You've got to push yourself now.
John Langlands is in dire need of an expensive heart operation, but the insurance company have refused to pay out. Daughter Christine was alerted back in the UK, and today she's flown in, bringing with her some much-needed positive news. The insurance has finally been sorted.
Ma'am, insurance has come through. He's having his operation tomorrow morning. Yes. So, it's good news. He's going to have to be operated on.
It's a huge weight off their minds to know they won't have to stump up thousands of pounds.
Oh, that's good. We'll be all right. The operation tomorrow.
Christine can now turn her attention to supporting her father.
I know, sweetheart. Oh, God, you're both.
As he prepares for his life-saving operation.
We are going to talk to you all the time. You're going to stay awake. You can talk to us, and we can talk to you.
The cardiologist will insert a catheter into John's arteries to see if they've narrowed, and if they have, he will insert stents to open them up.
We're going to inject some contrast, some dye. We're going to see it on screens with the X-ray. It's going to take 45 minutes.
It's an intricate operation. The wire is inserted through a main artery in John's leg until it reaches the heart. The cardiologist soon identifies John's problem. One of the 3 bypasses he had 13 years ago has narrowed by 95%.
On the television you can watch perfectly, and here in this point there is a critical narrow of the bypass. The other bypass are okay, and if we can resolve these problems, tomorrow you'll be able to play golf or dancing.
A slight exaggeration, but all going well, John might be able to leave the hospital in the next couple of days. Coming up, Derek is desperately hoping for some good news. And top surgeon Dr. Blasco delves into his toolkit. In only 50 years, Benidorm has transformed from a sleepy village into a high-rise tourist metropolis. And building work is always ongoing, even at Clinica Benidorm. And after 23 years in the hot seat, receptionist Maureen Santana is on the move.
We're going over to the reception on the left-hand side. And this will be another reception area for emergencies. It's been a long time here. In the winter, it's very cold because we have the door. I usually put my little blanket. I have a little blanket with a little fire to keep me warm, but of course, probably I won't be able to have it over there. I'm looking forward to the change. Really nice.
Also planning on getting out his toolkit is Clinica Benidorm surgeon Dr. Antonio Blasco, who's in for a busy day. Patient Katie Lewandon is waiting for Dr. Blasco to arrive. He's the man recommended by her GP to save the day.
He referred me to Dr. Blasco, and he said he is the best surgeon with the least number of complications.
The motorbike fanatic soon changes his leathers for scrubs and heads off on his rounds.
Are you relaxed?
No.
No.
Because I know
Yes.
I've got to go through it all over again, it's more nerve-wracking.
Katie will be having a full knee replacement. It's a long and complicated operation. She will be given a general anaesthetic. The maestro limbers up, ready for action. He needs to remove the prosthesis from Katie's previous op and put in a brand new metal knee. It seems the tools of the trade are the same for builders and surgeons alike, but despite appearances, this is an intricate procedure.
We are happy with the result. No? And now we start to close, to put 2 drains, and I hope the patient will be better than before.
And so does she, after undergoing 2 hours under the knife and hammer. A few hours later, and Katie's slowly coming round from the anaesthetic.
I'm on massive drugs to kill the pain, but yes, if I keep it still, it doesn't hurt at all. If I move it, it makes me wince. But that's to be expected.
It will take Katie several weeks to recover from the surgery and hours of physio lie ahead, but she's hopeful that in time her metal knee will be like new. Another patient who was critically ill is former lorry driver John Langlands, who arrived at Clinica Benidorm after suffering a heart attack. With his family by his side, John underwent life-saving surgery and is hoping to be discharged.
I was going to say Mr. Langland, but it's going to be changed now to Family Langland. Hello.
Hello. Nice to meet you.
Hello, man.
Again?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
How is it?
Okay.
Yeah? You're strong enough to go home?
Yeah.
Because I am discharging you. The last investigation we made, the 24-hour EKG, was okay.
Okay.
Thank you very
Mr.
much.
Langlands?
Over the moon.
And nothing more. All the best. You take care of yourself. Ma'am?
And next time I come over, I will call and see you.
Yeah, but we'll have a pint in the bar.
Thank you ever so much. Thank you. It's the best news that I could have got. Really the best news. I'll be glad to get them back home. Yeah, definitely.
Get me on bed.
I'll be glad to get home, to be quite honest. I don't think I can take anymore.
Stop it. Stop it. Come on. Don't let them say it like that.
Sorry. It's just been so much these last few days.
Benidorm may attract hundreds of thousands of sun-seeking Brits looking to escape the unpredictable UK weather. But in the last year alone, unforeseen accidents and health problems have led 3,000 of these Brits on an unexpected trip to clinic at Benidorm. And for many, it meant a little longer stay in Spain than originally planned. Diabetic Derek Allen has now been in hospital for over a month. And despite suffering from pneumonia in both lungs, a gallbladder infection and septicemia, amazingly, he's pulled through and is also finally allowed to go home.
I never thought this day would come. With 31 days up in here. And they've treated me very well, but it's time to go. It's just a case of waiting for the nurse now and the ambulance, and I'll be away soon.
We've got the stretcher outside, so we'll get you onto that and we'll go from there.
And once again, the ever-revolving door that is Clinic at Benidorm waves a friendly goodbye to another satisfied patient. And for the hard-working hospital staff,
ma'am.
We're finished here.
It's just been another typical day at Clinic at Benidorm.
Thank you very much.
First fresh air for 30 days. Wonderful. Thank you everybody for everything. But I hope not to see anyone again.
Now, Great Britain is getting greater. I mean, bigger, more obese. And some folk are so huge, they need more than a helping hand from the Big Body Squad, a team that get them up and out via the window. It's brand new next Wednesday at 8 here on Channel 5. Next, if you want suspense, NCIS has it. The new season continues in just a tick.